Welcome, my love light lifers. Natty T here, your vibrational coach. We're talking about manifesting with the color indigo. Do you know what the color indigo looks like? I find this really, really interesting because when we grow up, it's not in our crayon packet. Well, let's find out what it is and how to use it right now. Welcome, my love light lifers, my returning subscribers. And if you're here new with us today, welcome to you. Nice to have you. I love you for being here, for supporting my channel, and showing up every single time. So I'm here to give you the value that you're looking for around the color indigo, because let's face it, what is indigo? If you're wondering what the frequency of indigo is, and this is really interesting because if you're someone like me who actually tunes into frequencies and vibrations, you can tell when words and frequencies don't match. For example, the particular color that I have used in the post that will accompany this video, the one that you would have seen in the thumbnail, is not quite accurately indigo. It's close, but it's not quite. But that's okay, because colors are not frequency wise, they bleed into each other, and so you can have a mixture of colors. And if you are wanting to manifest something in between here and here, you can actually use one color to do it. If you go smack bang between yellow and green, you will be able to manifest both. It won't be as potent, but it certainly will work. But if you're wanting to be right on spot, get something that's a really bright version of whatever color you're trying to manifest with. Today we're talking about indigo, which is a dark blue that borders on what we would call purple. Okay, it starts to move into what we would call purple, but it's a dark blue. And the difference between that and the color blue is, look up in the sky, that's blue. Okay, when we're talking indigo, we're talking a color that's closer to purple. We like to register purple as one of the colors because it's smack bang in between red and blue when we put them together in our paint palettes. All right, but for now we're going to talk about indigo. If you get confused, because if you go and Google this is something I really need to address, because if you go and Google the color indigo, you're going to see a lot of different colors and what people think it is, okay? But the frequency that we're talking about, the one that we're referring to when we're talking about the third eye chakra, which is what we're talking about today, that is a dark blue that borders on purple, what we would call purple. And so that's indigo. If it looks like purple, it's not indigo. Okay, but there's a difference between blue, like sky blue, that's the color blue. If you keep making that blue darker, you get a specific blue, but when you start to shift into that range of purple, that's indigo. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about how we might use it. If you've been watching the other videos in the color series, you know there's a few ways that you can add indigo into your life that it will start to shift your vibration and your frequency into a more balanced place for that particular chakra, which is right here, not between the eyebrows. I see that all of the time, people going, it's right here, it's not. It's up here. So you'll be able to feel it because it's that dip. You've got your brow, and then as soon as it dips, you can actually feel your finger will kind of just sort of fit into the groove. That is where your third eye chakra is, okay? So you will know this if you have any third eye activity. You'll actually feel where it is, and you'll realize, no, it's not here. It's up a little bit. Okay, so what does this color do? What's its psychological effects? Okay, the psychological effects of indigo are, like I said, it borderlines on purple, what we call purple, and it actually has a very potent effect of the version of what purple does. Purple does not affect psychologically as well as indigo does. Okay? Promise. Anyway, the spiritual version of it, this is our third eye chakra. This is our ability to see clearly. Okay? So when you're using it to manifest, this is where your visualization happens. When you're visualizing things, this is the part where you're actually daydreaming and you're imagining what you want. That is your third eye chakra, and that is indigo. Okay? However, when we're talking psychologically, it has the effect of being magical and royal. Okay? These are very fitting meanings for this color, being what it is and how it is affecting us energetically. The energy and the frequency of it lend itself to, if you back up in time for a minute and imagine why it might be associated with magic and the supernatural and royalty, because it's very, very special. Without this ability to imagine and to see and to project visually, we can't manifest. We are visual creatures, and whilst manifestation doesn't have to involve visuals, for human beings, it will. And the reason it will is because human beings have an inbuilt belief system that has been going on for tens of thousands of years that says, if I can see it, it is real. If I can see it, it exists. Now, we all know that technically there are exceptions to this rule. I can't see air, but it exists. However, how often do you think of air and how often do you focus on air? Not very often. There are gases. You can't see them, but you know they exist. They're real. But mostly what we're looking at visually is what we deem to be real. If I can't see it, then it's not real. So if you can use your third eye energy to see it, then you can realize it. If you can imagine it, if you can believe it, you can achieve it, this sort of thing. So putting yourself around that energy will help you to balance this area out. And so what you would do is this is our sixth chakra, and this is pretty much the preconception. This is where the idea comes. This is thought. This is idea. If you're having trouble coming up with good ideas, this is where you want to balance yourself. You want to become unblocked. You're not really blocked. It's not the way it really is. But people use those words because that's how it feels. Okay? So if you're having trouble coming up with ideas, if you're having trouble using your imagination, if you've got creative block, this is where you can really use that. And it may not be that you are having an extremely long or prolonged block or trouble in this area. It just may mean that you want that today. I'm having a day where I'm not coming up with anything. I'm having trouble imagining. Do this. Do a meditation and see if you can't shift stuff. See what happens when you start using these colors around yourself, especially on a, say, monthly basis. Do it for 30 days. Put these colors around you and see what changes. Do those meditations. Do it once a day, 20 minutes. See what happens. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I will see you